The weather's delightful here today. Sunny. Ma facing. It's straight at Vaughan. Race continues. Stopped by Vaughan. Croatia took Ma. It's straight to a fielder. Ma waiting at the striker's end. Croatia at the start of his run-up. He's got it into the gap. Fielded down at fine leg by Lum. Hussey facing. No ball by Croatia.
He overstepped there. He was probably trying too hard.
Croatia the ball to Hussey. Two runs came from that over. Hoggard to begin a new over. Stopped by Vaughan. Hoggard continues. Vaughan is after that one. Just one run. Hussey waiting at the striker's end. Hoggard continues. Stopped in the covers. That's a superb throw.
An early wicket like that can really put the pressure on the batting team.
We can have a look at that again. Hodge, Hoggard, the ball to Hussey. It's straight at Wood. Hoggard to Hussey. That one will have ruffled his feathers. And the end of the over. Hodge waiting at the striker's end. Swept away. Hussey facing. It's straight to a fielder. Silverwood to Hussey. Stopped in the covers. Silverwood to bowl to Hussey. It's straight at McGrath. Hussey waiting at the striker's end. Turned off his hips. Hodge facing. Shark is in pursuit, pushed through the covers. He was struggling there, but somehow he's got away with it. A couple there to Hodge for runs. Hussey is now facing. Stopped by McGrath. Hoggard the bowl to Hussey. Shark is after it. That's found the gap in the field. Vaughan reaches it before it crosses the boundary. They've turned that into two. That's good running. Hoggard continues. Shark is chasing that one, pushed into the gap. The sweeper picks up. Two more for Hoggard continues. Hoggard to Hussey. Hit straight to a fielder. Hussey facing. Stopped by Wood. And the end of the over. Silverwood to start another over of this long spell. It's straight at McGrath. Silverwood the ball to Hodge. It's straight to a fielder. Hodge waiting at the striker's end. Stopped by McGrath. Silverwood continues. That was a cracking delivery from Silverwood. Hodge facing. Shark is after that one. Straight through the covers. Silverwood to Hussey. It's straight at McGrath. That's the end of the 10th over. Hoggard to begin a new over. It's straight to a fielder. Hoggard continues. Stopped in the covers. Hodge waiting at the striker's end. Hoggard continues. He's got it into the gap. Yes. Hoggard to Hodge. Stopped by McGrath.
Richie, you were a successful Australian captain. What's your advice to potential captains?
A good captain is one who's 2 overs ahead of the play. He also has the common sense to know you might as well take the credit for what goes right, because no one else will take the blame for anything that goes wrong. Shark is in pursuit, pushed through the covers. Hussey, Silverwood, the bowl to Hodge. Shark is after it. That's found the gap in the field. Hodge facing. Ouch, that must have hurt. Silverwood continues. Shark is chasing that one, straight through the covers. Fielder's not going to reach that one.
Bowler didn't do too much wrong there. It was just an excellent shot.
We can have a look at that again. Silverwood, the bowl to Hodge. It's straight at Wood. Silverwood to Hodge. Stopped in the covers. 5 runs came from that over for Hoggard. Continues. Shark is after it. He's worked that into the gap. Australia A are 1. Hodge facing. Shark is chasing that one, pushed into the gap. Hoggard to Hussey. It's straight at Wood. Hoggard continues. It's straight to a fielder. Hussey waiting at the striker's end.
must have been sleeping in the field when that ball was hit at him.
Hussey facing. Jacques is in pursuit. He runs here, stopped by Jacques. And the end of the over. This partnership is now Silverwood, the ball to Hodge. Jacques is after that one. He's got it into the gap. That's racing away to the cover boundary. The score moves on to 15.
That is a classic cover drive. Foot to the pitch of the ball and it's disappeared from him.
Let's take a look at that in slow motion. Silverwood continues. Stopped by Wood. Hodge waiting at the striker's end. It's straight to a fielder. Silverwood to Hodge. It's straight at McGrath. Silverwood continues. It's straight at McGrath. Silverwood, the ball to Hodge. It's straight to a fielder. And the end of the over. Hoggard to start another over of this long spell. Stopped by McGrath. Hussey waiting at the striker's end. Hoggard continues. Jacques is after that one. That's a big hit. It's 6.
The strike drive is his favourite shot, and it shows.
Let's see the action replay of that. Hoggard, the ball to Hussey. Hoggard continues. Hussey facing. One run to Hussey. That's the end of the... Hussey is now on strike. Stopped in the covers. Hussey facing. Ouch, that must have hurt. That one will have ruffled it. Brosnan to Hussey. It's straight at McGrath. Brosnan to Hussey. Stopped in the covers. Hussey waiting at the striker's end. Stopped by Vaughan. Brosnan, the bowl to Hussey.
That was a good, tight over for Yorkshire.
These two have taken their partnership to 29. Hodge waiting at the striker's end.
The bowler doesn't look too happy about that one. Misfields are infuriating for a bowler.
Hoggard, the bowl to Hodge. Hit straight to a fielder. Hodge facing. 3 runs here. That's over the rope. 6 runs off Hoggard. Hodge absolutely smashed that for 6.
That's a demoralising sight for any bowler, seeing the ball sail over the fence.
We can have a look at that again. Hoggard continues. Hit straight to a fielder. Hodge waiting at the striker's end. Hit straight at Vaughan. Hoggard continues. Stopped in the covers. 6 runs came from that over. This partnership is now 35. Brosnan to Hussey. Oh, that's close. The umpire raised his finger and he's out.
That was a tough decision for the umpire.
Brosnan gets his first wicket. Hussey is making his way back to the pavilion.
I don't think he agrees with the umpire's decision.
This was the end of the innings for Hussey. The next man in is Thornley. Brosnan continues. That was very close to the stumps. Thornley facing. Done him and shattered the stumps.
Totally deceived him with that delivery and it beat him all ends up.
Brosnan gets his second wicket.
What a spell of bowling this is proving to be.
Thornley is out for a duck.
He's back in the pavilion with a big round 0 to his name.
This was how the wicket fell. Hussey is the next man in. Brosnan to bowl to Hussey. Brosnan to Hussey. Dresden continues. And the end of the over.
That was a really good...
Hodge is now facing. Australia A are 3 for 46. Hussey waiting at the striker's end. That was a lively delivery by Hoggard. Hoggard continues. Stopped by Vaughan. Hussey facing. Hoggard to Hussey. It's straight at Wood. Hoggard the ball to Hussey. Stopped in the covers. And the end of the over. Hodge facing. Shark is in pursuit, pushed into the gap. Vaughan reaches it before it crosses the boundary. Dresden continues. Stopped by Vaughan. Dresden to Hodge. Dresden had the batsman in trouble with that one. Dresden continues. It's straight to a fielder. Hodge waiting at the striker's end. It's straight to a fielder. Hodge waiting at the striker's end. Stopped in the covers. That's the end of the 20th over. Hoggard to start another over of this long spell. Hoggard had the batsman in trouble with that one. Hoggard continues. down to fine leg. Fielded down at fine leg by Lum. That's the Hogarth, the ball to Hodge. It's straight at Wood. Hogarth, the ball to Hodge. Hodge facing. He's got it into the gap. Fielded in the deep by Lum. He was struggling there, but somehow he's got away with it. That's a good... Hogarth continues. That's wonderful bowling from Hogarth. A very good over. Only 2 off it in the end. Bresnan to begin a new over. Shot.
The bowler can't have too many complaints about seeing that ball disappear to the boundary.
Let's take a look at that in slow motion. By Wood. Bresnan continues. Stopped in the covers. Bresnan to Hodge. Stopped by Vaughan. Bresnan, the ball to Hodge. Hit straight to a fielder. Bresnan continues. That's turned away through mid-wicket. That's over the rope. 6 runs off Bresnan.
It doesn't really matter if it goes in the air if you hit it that far.
We can have a look at that again. Hussey facing.
It's just gone.
Hussey waiting at the striker's end.
It's not long until the lunch break now.
Hogarth continues. Hogarth to Hussey. great at Vaughan. Hogarth continues. It was just a kitten's whisker away from the stumps. Hussey facing. Hogarth had the batsman in trouble with that one. These two players have now put on 15. Bresnan to Hodge. Bresnan, the ball to Hodge. That was a no ball by Bresnan. Silverwood is after it. That's cleared the rope. 6 runs. The score moves on to 41.
His straight driving is perfect at times.
Let's see the action replay of that. Hodge facing. Bresnan continues. Bresnan to Hodge. Dawson is chasing that one, pushed through the covers. Hussey waiting at the striker's end. Bresnan continues. Eight runs came from that over. This partnership is now 22. Hodge is now facing. Wood is in pursuit. That's off the batsman's pads. 4 byes to be added to the total.
You can't afford to give the batting team gifts like that. 4 byes don't look good on the scorecard.
Let's see the action replay of that. Hogarth continues. Stopped in the covers. Hogarth, the ball to Hodge. Oh, that could be a very painful blow. Hodge facing. Lum is after that one. Stroke through the covers. Lum is not going to reach that. He played that shot perfectly. Australia A, 3 for 76. Hogarth, the ball to Hodge. Hodge waiting at the striker's end. That's wonderful bowling from Hogarth. And the end of the over. These two have taken their partnership. Croatia to start another over of this long spell. Croatia continues. it goes. Vaughan is underneath it and takes it comfortably. This was how the wicket fell. The neck had in, waiting at the striker's end. Croatia continues. That was a no ball by Croatia. Shark is in to shoot. Smashed that one right out of the ground. Those are the first runs for Haddon.
Well, you can't set fields for shots like that. That's brilliant.
Let's take a look at that in slow motion. Croatia to Haddon. Haddon facing. They have. Croatia continues. That over cost 7 runs. Hoggard, the ball to Hodge. Hodge waiting at the striker's end. Dawson is after that one. Who runs here? Dawson reaches it before it crosses the boundary. For now, Hoggard to Hodge. Stopped in the covers. Hoggard continues. Stopped in the covers. Hoggard continues. Stopped in the covers. Hoggard to Hodge. That was a no ball by Hoggard. Vaughan is after it. That's 2 full, and it's been punished. That's his half century, and it's taken him 63 balls. A really good innings by Hodge. Hodge facing. Stopped in the covers. And the end of the over. This partnership is now 12. Haddon is now on strike. Haddon waiting at the striker's end. Ooh, that looked quite nasty. Croatia, the ball to Haddon. Dawson is chasing that one, edged and safe.
Great ball. He'll be disappointed that a fielder wasn't there for it.
That's cut off by McGrath. Direct hit would have got him. Excellent running from the 2 batsmen. Haddon.
Well, Richie, the best teams around put particular importance on their running between the wickets to squeeze out every last run in an innings. That can be important when it comes down to the wire.
Croatia continues. Croatia continues. Croish to Hodge. Lum is after it, stopped by Lum, stroke through the covers. And the end of the over. Partnership between these two is now worth 15. Hoggard to start another over of this long spell. Haddin facing.
Bowler doesn't look too happy about that one. Misfields are infuriating.
Hoggard to bowl to Haddin. Hoggard continues. It's straight at Vaughan. Haddin facing. Stopped in the covers. Australia. Hoggard to Hodge. Lum is in pursuit. That's found the gap in the field. That's racing away to the cover boundary.
He dispatched that before with great confidence.
5 runs back to Croish. The ball last over before lunch. Haddin waiting at the striker's end. Hit straight to a fielder. Croish continues. I think he'll be okay. It'll sting a bit though. Croish continues. It's straight at McGrath. They have 6 wickets in hand. Haddin waiting at the striker's end. Croish the ball to Haddin. Lunch straight away. 4-4-98. Dawson is after that one. It's forced away through the offside. Good stroke for 4. That moves the score into 3 figures for Australia A.
Magnificent shot. The on drive is one of the hardest shots to play, and he is one of the great exponents of it.
We can have a look at that again. Hodge facing. Hoggard, and the batsman in trouble with that one. Hoggard to Hodge. Hoggard continues. Stopped in the covers. Hodge waiting at the striker's end. Vaughan is chasing that one. Stopped in the covers. Stroked through the covers. Hoggard, the ball to Hodge. Runs were picked up from that over by Hodge.
That was an expensive over. He'll need to improve if he wants to stay in the attack.
Croatia continues. Haddin facing. Croatia continues. McGrath is after it. Vaughan reaches it before it crosses the boundary. Haddin, Croatia to Haddin. Hit straight to a fielder. Haddin facing. He's worked that into the gap. The score is now. Croatia continues. That over cost 3 runs. These two have taken their partnership to 27. Hoggard to start another over of this long spell. Shark is in pursuit, pushed into the gap. Hoggard, the ball to Hodge. Hoggard continues. Dawson is chasing that one. Play it away with comfort. Fielder's appeal, but he was quite comfortably home. Hodge waiting at the striker's end. Dawson is after it, pushed through the covers. Hoggard, the ball to Hodge. Hoggard to Hodge. Dawson is after that one, pushed through the covers. Five runs came from that over by Hoggard. These two players have now put on 34. Croatia continues. Pad in, waiting at the striker's end. It's straight at Vaughan. Batsman will have to be more careful now, having got away with that. Croish to Haddon. Stopped by Wood. Croish continues. Shark is in pursuit. Wood is not going to reach that. Croish is headed. Let's see the action replay of that. Stopped in the covers. Pad in, waiting at the striker's end. Shark is after that one. He's got it into the gap. Hopeful shout, and the batsman was easily in. They turned that into 2, that's good running. 6 runs were picked up from that over by Haddon. Partnership between these two is now worth 40. Hoggard continues. That's good bowling. Hoggard to bowl to Hodge. They have Hodge facing. Vaughan is in pursuit, stopped in the covers, should be some runs here. Hoggard to bowl to Hodge. Hoggard continues. Vaughan is after it, stopped in the covers, straight through the foolish running. That's